All right, everybody. So we are here with the season finale review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I have my lovely co-hosts here, Dream and Love. Love, have missed you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know, Danny. I miss your face. It's looking good.
Just do me any. Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say you do me any kind of way, but now I'm gonna just hold that since you said I look good. uh, but y'all, so what do y'all think about these pigs just running free down that hill? And she kind of saying she loves them. They act more like dogs to her. I thought that was her commentary was hilarious on it.
Yes.
She is the relief we need at the right time every time. That's how I feel like she's just wrapped in a bubble. Just insert and then leave every time.
Even when she's annoying.
Even, especially when she's annoying.
But with that being said, let's get this review started. And if you want, go get you a piece of bacon, and we'll be right back.
So you know I got to lean in.
Well, y'all, welcome back. We are here again, once again, for our final review of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise. Well, final review for the season finale. We still have the reunion. We don't know if it's filmed yet, not filmed. We don't know when it's coming. So we'll be covering this final episode and then covering a little bit, depending on time permits, a little bit of the special that aired immediately after. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe so you can be hit to all the news. We have Lunch and Lean coming tomorrow. We have some other special announcements that could pop up at any time. So the only way to stay in the know is to subscribe. So, Love, how have you been?
I have been fabulous. How have
You're
you
looking
guys
fat.
been?
You're looking fabulous.
Thank you. Like me and my money green, honey.
Hey. How about you, Dream? How have you been? Your hair's looking lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I've been doing good. We missed you, love, and your energy. You've been on vacation. Glad to have you back.
Dealing with the family. Everybody want to come and visit now. I'm like, dang, slow down.
Listen, life happens, and we'll always be here holding it down for you. So don't worry. So with that being said, y'all, get ready. We are about to start covering some things. So we're gonna start off with the first thing that the I love the title of the episode, Bahamian Rhapsody. I thought that was really nice. And so, anyways, we start off with the first thing, and the groups separate into two different activities, two different sets. One group is going to feed the pigs, and the other crew is going to go ride jet skis. Um, as Bam is walking to the boat, her and Erica finally talk. And Erica says she knows she said some crazy things but blacked out and doesn't remember calling Spice a monkey. Bam says she doesn't know what to do with this because she doesn't know Erica to be this type of person. And then Sierra grabs the phone while she's on speaker and says that they are being dragged for what you said, Erica. Erica apologizes, and Bam says she accepts the apology and isn't going to crucify her. Amy asks if Erica owned up to saying it, and Bam says that Erica claims she blacked out, and Amy is not okay with that in her confessional and says she has questions as to who Erica really is as a person. Bam says as a black woman, she has a responsibility to hold her accountable, which I don't really understand how you're holding her accountable and accepting an apology before having a real conversation with her. So those two don't align to me. And then we go to Erica talking with her nanny in DC where she's working on her series. She says she's been doing a lot of work and going through therapy. Now, in the confessional, she mentions that she doesn't remember what she said, and production, being their normal messy self, says they can show her if she'd like, and she says she'd love to see it. And my first reaction when watching it is that she doesn't really seem to be fazed by what she said, even though she says yikes, but still looks into the camera and says she takes accountability and will be apologizing for a very long time. She wants to make sure nothing like this happens ever again, but at the same time, always still try to offer a justification as to why it came out. So I will start with you, Love. What was your thought on this scene?
Okay. It's layered. All right, Bambi. As you said, Danny, there really is no gray area to your friend making a racial slur. I think that's interesting that she found a gray area
Mm-hmm.
even before having the conversation with her. And it was even more, I repulsed a little bit more when she was like, I mean, as a Black woman, I have to take accountability. Oh, I have to hold her. What was her words? I have to, as a Black woman, I have to hold her accountable or something like that. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes no sense.
It didn't happen.
Like, yeah, exactly. So I rolled my eyes so hard I fell asleep until she got off my screen in that scene. Erica Mena's reaction, like you said, Danny, to the video, girl, you remembered everything you said. That's not the reaction of someone who does not remember what they did or what they said. You
Not
guys know, remember back in the day, like you're being drunk or your friend's just like, dude, how was I when I drunk? And you show them a video and they're like, oh
And you be
my
like-
God, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. What did I do after? Did you guys take me home? That type of violation, she was like, oh, yikes. It looks like they messed up my Chipotle order. It was that easy and that calm. Oh well. Ooh, yikes. Monkey, no big deal. It was repulsive. Everything that she has to say is, I'm done. The first scene for me, ugh.
And also, I just want to say this to our viewers. I know y'all are tired of hearing about it, and we're tired of talking about it, but it keeps coming up in the episode, so we have to cover it. If it was up to me, we would never cover this again, because I feel like we've said all we need to say on it. We all are equally disgusted with her, and it's just that, but we're just going to cover it because it's coming up on the episode, and there could be some first-time viewers who haven't heard our views on it. So just bear with us. I know some of y'all may be bored with this, because I feel like Portia said, y'all lips not dry? I'm talking about the same thing. Y'all don't want some lip gloss? That's how I feel towards myself. So, Dream, what were your thoughts?
I feel like Bambi didn't want to have that conversation around anybody because I feel like she just wanted to gossip with Erica and tell her that Bambi and Spice got into it. I don't feel like she would have even asked or addressed Erica about that comment if she wasn't on the boat with other people. As far as Erica's response to production, when production showed her the video, she was not shocked whatsoever. She literally was just watching her. She was just watching it like, cause she knew what was gonna happen. She watched it as though she was watching a rerun.
Okay.
Like, you know what's coming. You know exactly what happened. It's no shocker there. The fact that in that moment, remember this moment, because she acknowledged that she used a term that was offensive to the Black community, meaning she acknowledged that it was a slur.
Yes, because later on, she
so
tells
I'm like,
Yandy
okay, so
something
she
else.
watched it. She knew she said something wrong, not only in the confessional, but when she was talking to her nanny or whoever that guy is. She said, oh, I was saying some stuff. I feel so horrible. You acknowledged that it was used in a way that wasn't how people call Bambi a horse. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, cool. So she's acknowledging it. She's admitting to it. Not saying that I accept her apology whatsoever. I'm just taking note that she knows right from wrong. Because later down the line, she may switch up. But everything.
I mean, we're all in agreement on this panel that she's lying about blacking out, right? We're all on the same page about that.
Oh yeah,
like that's
absolutely.
not true.
My thing is,
Make sure.
I'm saying because later in the episode, how she's gonna flip. First, it wasn't a racial slur, but then it.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, in this moment, when everyone's having a conversation or production's bringing it up to her, she's acknowledging that it's a racial slur. So let's stay on this page or remember this moment, you know?
And my thing is, I do acknowledge that people sometimes black out, like genuinely, but also at the same time, even when it happens genuinely, I find it hard that you can take true accountability because you don't remember. If you don't remember, you don't really know the feeling that you had while saying it, so you can't take true accountability to me. But we will move on from her dusty self for a second because she returns. So the ladies arrive to the location where they're going to be feeding the pigs. The guide gives them instructions on what to and not to do. And as we turn around, the pigs come running down, and some of the ladies start screaming. Others start laughing and having a good time. Sierra says she is scared of animals. Shekinah says they are very aggressive and act more like dogs, but she is in love with them. Sierra is jumping from them, but says they don't stink, which I thought was so random, but funny at the same time. Jessica says she doesn't think that they're happy and doesn't like that they're making the pigs work for the food and do tricks. And as they're having fun, Sierra notices that the energy was off because Bam and Spice were on opposite sides. So, she pulls them together to talk. Sierra starts off explaining what happened, and Spice starts to explain why she said what she thought was fake. Bam says that her and Erica talked, but not about that. And Erica told her what she wanted her to know, which I do believe that. Because Yandy brought up a good point later. You're not going to tell your black friend that you called another black woman a monkey. So I do believe that Erica left that out. To set up the whole I blacked out thing. She was setting up the stage for that. And then Bam tells Spice that Erica called her today and claims she doesn't remember what she said. That sets Spice off because Spice thinks now that because of that, she's going to be getting a pass. And Spice says in her confessional she doesn't really believe that Erica didn't talk about it. Bam says that she feels Spice owes her an apology, and that sets Spice off again, and begins to walk away. Bam says it's okay and hugs Spice in a very dismissive, condescending manner, like, girl, okay, yeah, we're good. It's okay. And Sierra says that Spice can't just walk away. Bam feels she wants her to disown Erica before she even has a real conversation with her face to face. Spice and Jessica talk, with Jessica saying Bam says she felt attacked. And Spice says, oh, but I wasn't attacked. She's dismissive again and tells Jessica, nice to meet you, while Jessica reminds her, girl, we met before. Dream, what were your thoughts?
I cackled when Spice said,
nice
what did she say? Nice to meet you. Have a good day. Oh, God. She completely dismissed Jessica, and I felt so bad for Jessica, but it was hilarious. Back to the pig thing. Jessica, it's a pig. Pigs will eat anything. They eat everything, anything at any time. If you don't move around for too long, girl, they'll eat you. Okay? So
they could have just ate a whole meal till they got stuffed, and if you put more food, they're going to want to eat again. They are never satisfied.
Yes, 100%. But I do understand, because you kind of don't want to see that. I can get both sides, but at the same time, it's a pig. You have to kind of know what animal you're talking about. But Spice was not receptive of that conversation whatsoever. I do feel like Sierra and Bambi were trying to be mature about it. Spice could see through Bambi's BS, and I think that's why she was holding Bambi. I think that's why she had so much attitude towards Bambi, and she wasn't being receptive, because she knew that Bambi wasn't going to hold Erica accountable. She knew Bambi was trying to not address something that is major, even though it's not Bambi who said it. Mm-hmm. It's just, I feel like there are certain conversations that you kind of have to insert yourself in. And considering that Erica is one of Bambi's close friends, and she made a comment like that could affect so many people, I feel like that's why Spice kind of pulled Bambi into it so much. But I do feel like Sierra's been a little bit more mature as the episodes have went on. So I do like that she's been kind of trying to play peacemaker. But I do understand why Spice wasn't being receptive during that moment.
Okay. Love.
I understand Spice because I'm a Leo, guys. A little bit toxic, I know. I'm sorry.
It's all making sense. Just joking.
It's all making sense. I'm with Spice 100%. If I find out one of my non-black friends or a black friend, it doesn't matter. If I find out there's a rumor that you called someone a blue monkey, I'm going to blow up your phone until you answer it and you tell me what the hell's going on. Bambi was I've talked to her, but not about that. Okay, that's fine, Bambi. But now that you heard that she called somebody a monkey, you need to call your homegirl expeditiously. Blow her up till she answers the phone. There's no way I would let my non-black friend just skate by. Like, I'll talk to her when I talk to her. Oh, she might have called someone a monkey. Who cares? Bambi's chillness about it all, whether she's your best friend, close friend, sister wife, baby mama, homegirl, it doesn't matter who she is to you. You get to the bottom of it. When it comes to racial type of situations, you don't just sit on it. Bambi was sitting on it. Like, it's not like I heard that she called Spice a bitch. No, you heard she called Spice a monkey, bruh. Where's your energy? It was way too lax. I have a lot going on. I'm going through divorce. Get that. You can also multitask. You're a mother. Get with it. There's a lot of important things happening right now. Get with it. She was way too chill for the situation for me. I don't care how close she's there. It was disgusting.
So I agree with y'all in that regard. I do think that, even if you don't know for sure, it should still raise enough eyebrows to where, and I get that, Erica called her. The biggest problem I had was her telling her, I forgive you before, but she's also saying, I want to have a real conversation with her first before crucifying her. You shouldn't have said, I forgive you. Your thing should have been, we'll talk let's meet up when I get home so we can talk face to face. That should have been all you said. Now, I have to say that I'm kind of sick of Spice when it comes to this, her trying to, and she says it again later in the episode, saying that Bam started with her by saying, who you talking to? Spice started with both of them first. Spice threw the first dagger by calling them both fake. She was talking to Sierra, but she didn't just tell Sierra, you're fake. She used the words, y'all. So I really want Spice to take some accountability there because it's not, Bam did not start with her first. Spice drew the first punch.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Whether she really thought they were fake or not, because she was thinking that they were just full of shit and just trying to come acting like my friend said what. So I get it. Don't be fake, but start from the beginning of the story. You threw that energy in first. The energy comes from somewhere first. It was you.
Stand on it.
You're entitled to feel how you want to feel. I do think you guys were fake. I'm with Spice. I do think Bambi's full of shit. I do think that.
I do too. But what I'm saying is, I just want her to acknowledge that she did start first.
Right. Started. Yep. You brought that energy in first. Mm-hmm.
Spice can deserve to be wrong a little bit because she's been through. She can. It's okay for her to be on the wrong side of things sometimes. Because
is Spice in charge of the girls of Atlanta? Is that what you're saying, Danny?
I feel like this season she is the star.
I think she's in charge of the girls.
I don't
for
think
real.
She's in charge of the girls just yet. She still can't come for Rasheeda and Rasheeda's title. Rasheeda's still the OG, but maybe Spice is in charge of the newer girls. But
there you go.
She's the princess. And so then we have the other group riding their jet skis and having fun. Chaotic goes in a jet ski with Carly. And geez, Carly ain't screaming as loud as she was riding a jet ski going crazy as she was in that calm little boat sitting down in that safe net. But to credit, she did look a mess when she got off that thing, like she was ready to get off that jet ski. Like she looked like she was gonna throw up any minute now. So then when she gets off there, she looks with her disheveled looking self. Rasheeda asks her what's going on with Spice. Carly says she loves her, but her energy is off, and Rasheeda tells her to take into consideration what Spice is going through. And Carly says, yeah, but you would think somebody going through all that wouldn't be so angry. And Yandy says, girl, everybody handles things differently. But maybe the setting that we're in will make it possible for you two to talk and just be open and real. Carly says she doesn't want to talk to her because she doesn't want to go back to Atlanta with the issue still between them. Love, what was your take?
First of all, I want to go on a jet ski with Chaotic. That boy, let me tell you something. I don't know if maybe he had a jet ski in his backyard growing up. That he was doing the craziest tricks. I saw him sideways on it one time where I was like, is the jet ski riding itself? And he was on the side. I was like,
you just want to hold on to him.
No, that's Cortez. That's not me. Wrong square. Okay?
You know what? I'm gonna use my Nene line. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it out loud.
Just keep saying it. Keep saying it out loud. You'll believe it.
And then you'll convince hope because you won't be convinced anybody.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm with Carly on this one. I'm not an advocate for being someone's punching bag. I don't care what people go through. I know that sounds, bear with me when I say this, and I hope I say it correctly. Everyone goes through things. Mm-hmm. Some worse than others, some smaller than others. There's nothing you can go through where you are making your loved ones or the people that are around you your projection bag. I don't care what Spice went through at all. Carly doesn't deserve for you to project on her because of what you're going through. Or it's easy because you're triggering. Like whatever it is, it's not, Carly doesn't deserve that energy. And it's not just Carly. I understand the scene's about Carly, but obviously it's everybody. She acknowledges it. She's snapping on everybody. She's angry this season. I get that. So I don't like Rasheeda and Yandy saying, oh, but she's just going through so much. And think about what she's going through. And Carly's like, bro, her energy's off. I don't even want to do it no more. Like, I don't even want to try to engage. So I'm with Carly on that. No, if it seems like you're...
I don't think we're there yet to where Carly says she don't want to try. I think that was later on.
Oh, that wasn't on the jet skis? Remember, she was like, I'm scared to, though. I don't know. I'm scared of rejection. Remember? Yeah, she was nervous.
She don't want to try at all.
Right. So she was a little bit nervous because Yandy was like, well, it's a beautiful atmosphere. We're in the Bahamas. Just try it. Okay, producer Yandy. We get it.
You know that's what she was doing.
Of course. Like, you don't really give a damn. But Carly's been staying out of Spice's way. She just got off the jet ski, having a good time. So they're like, hey, do you want to work out your differences in the palm trees? In the view of the water?
The OGs this season, Yandy and Rasheeda, have produced and stayed out of the mess themselves.
The entire season.
A dream.
The entire season. So I totally see Carly's hesitation.
Yeah. I don't know why Carly went on that jet ski with Chaotic in the first place. When they were showing him, he was off that jet ski. I was like, did he fall off? Is he just falling off?
That was trippy. Right. I was like, what?
If I were Carly, I would have jumped off. I know she's scared of water, but shoot, that was too much for me. But
that was insane.
As far as Spice, I can understand why Spice and Carly fell out in the first place, but I feel like at some point you have to put on your big girl panties, okay? Carly, you bought a house. You did it already. Live there. I don't care if Spice is mad. Let her be mad. That's how I feel. And I feel like that's kind of just how you have to deal with certain people. If they're mad, let them be mad until they're not mad anymore. Yeah. And they'll come around. And I feel like Spice is that type of person. She's dismissed every person from Mita, Shikana, almost every person this season she's dismissed because she just was not ready to have conversations with them or whatever. Don't even waste your time. So I do understand where Carly's coming from, but I just wish she put her big girl panties on and just did what she wanted to do. Well, knowing her, she'd probably be begging, but she just needs to put her big girl panties on and like completely treat Spice how she's treating you. Pay her dust.
She's tried. Yeah, she stayed out of her way for the last couple episodes.
But she's very like timid, waiting for Spice to talk to her. Like, no, girl, pay her complete dust.
I don't have much for this scene right now just because I really like later on I'm on Carly's side, but right now Carly still has not really acknowledged is that she understands the gravity of like, if I bought a house, my forever home, and I told you don't buy the house next to me and you stood it, that's a big violation. That would make me want to move. So I feel like Carly, she don't think that that's a big thing. She think it's cute. But, you know, it was typical Carly, never listening to what other people, you know, how they feel and what their boundaries are. So right now, I don't have too much for this thing because right now I'm still anti-Carly in this episode at this point. So we have the next scene that opens up with them about to experience the Junkanoo. And the dancers come out and perform a very traditional dancing costume. Chaotic picks up Amy in a very sensual manner and swings her around. And she's like, I knew you was going to do that, but she was loving it. And so everyone is dancing and having a good time. But in true love and hip-hop fashion, we know this good time is not going to last much longer. I thought it was going to go left here when Sierra started addressing Scrap in front of everyone, but she apologized to him publicly for her doing too much. You know, she says, I know I was ready for my sister, but I should have never got involved because you're my brother too. So she apologizes and he smiles. You could tell he was really happy, like, to get that apology. And he also apologizes. She says, then says, let's not leave Bahamas with bad blood and ask if anyone else has anything to share. She then calls out Spice and asks her, do you have something you need to say, Spice? And Spice addresses the conversation between her and Bam earlier. She said Bam apologized and she should have done the same. She said she went from 0 to 100 and, where have we heard this before, didn't remember everything she said, but knows that she went too far. She explains she came at her because she was sitting on ready, because in her mind she already knew they were going to take up for Erica. and she may have read the energy wrong. Spice gets up to hug her, and Bam hugs her back. Bam appreciates the apology, but said she is still going to keep her at a safe distance because the insults came out of nowhere, which I can kind of understand Bam on that. So they begin to party and drink some more. And Spice and RASHEEDA talk, and Spice tells her she's making a decision to work on herself. And RASHEEDA says it is going to be a process. So I'm going to pause there before we go into the next scene, because the next scene is a lot. What were your thoughts on this scene, this part of it? Oh, Dream. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Sierra for showing some growth in real time, I guess, like during the episodes. Because at the beginning of the season, she was really rubbing me the wrong way with the way that she was reacting to just everyone else's business. So it shows a lot of growth, and I'm happy that she apologized to Scrappy. I do feel like he kind of felt like he probably needed it, because everyone was going crazy on him about Bam and his divorce or situation, relationship, whatever. So I'm happy that she took some time to say that in front of everybody. That was cool. But I did notice more than anything than the apology, I'm like, why is Bambi sitting next to Scrappy this whole time?
I saw that. I said, "Ooh."
I noticed that. I feel like they were just trying to keep the energy from the. They were probably. I feel like they were still feeling warm and tingly over that. I love you and I'm sorry they shared to each other. So I can dig it for now.
I can't, because girl, no. That one apology, I'm sorry, no, you should have been sitting next to him. But anyways, as far as Spice's apology, I feel like that was for the most part, a true apology. I do feel like Spice knows what she said. But as far as like being able to admit where the anger was coming from and why she was coming at Bam sideways, I feel like that was genuine. I'm happy that she apologized. And Bambi, I don't know. I don't
believe Spice too.
You what?
I'm glad Spice said why she was like that, because I definitely believe her reasoning already. She had in her mind that was what they were going to do, and I can kind of understand that. So yeah, but like you said, Bam, I understand Bam being scared of her, because you're not going to say all these things about me, nasty things. They came from somewhere. You've been holding that in or feeling it, so I can kind of understand it. So
then, if that's the case, then Spice needs to be at a distance of Bambi because of how Bambi's moving too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that they're friends. I think it's
so both ways, right?
I think Spice just didn't say she's gonna keep her at a distance, but Spice ain't gonna be calling her for lunch.
At all. I agree. I thought it was. I mean, the cool down Kumbaya moments, or the little breaks, the little calms in the storm. So it was sweet, I guess. I mean, Sierra did kind of show us some growth throughout the season, I guess. But, vacations make everybody feel like, hey, let's have a drink. So it's like, I get it. The contrast of this scene and the next, though, is mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be Team Sierra next season, so she's not friends with Bam or Erica anymore. I'm Team Sierra now. So as Spice and RASHEEDA are talking, RASHEEDA tells her that she brings up Carly, and Spice just laughs and kind of walks away a little bit like, girl. And RASHEEDA's like, am I pushing it too far? And Spice says, I just don't trust Carly. And RASHEEDA tells her that Carly misses her and loves her. Spice says she ruined that for herself. Spice said that she checked the cameras to her house and saw a bunch of cars and men out there. And she gets information that Carly probably rented the house out because there's a production crew there. RASHEEDA said that Carly said she didn't want to move into the house out of respect for Spice's wishes. But she still got to pay the bills. Yandy grabs Carly and calls RASHEEDA over. RASHEEDA tells her that now is not the time because Spice is upset about the house and asks Carly about it. Carly said they're shooting a video there because I can't live in it. How else am I pay the mortgage? Spice says she wants to cuss her out in another scene because she's like, look at her over there playing the victim. And believe it or not, Shekinah is trying to stop her from doing it. Which shocker. So yeah, and so then, the season ends a little bit like, they do that little thing at the end where everybody talks about their life, where they're going. I didn't cover none of that because we really don't care about none of that. And then the cameras pan back out, and we see the aftermath of an altercation between Spice and Carly. Um, a bunch of yelling, and people are holding Spice back. Carly says she's flabbergasted that Spice would do that to her, which I'm assuming Spice probably tried to attack her. Is what I'm probably gathering, and why they didn't show it on camera.
They snatched her away. Yeah. So
the producers ask Spice in her confessional, what did Carly do to betray you? But Spice says she's not going to talk about it and won't let her play the victim. Spice yells out that she has done a lot for Carly and feels betrayed. Kirk says he does understand why Spice is so upset with the whole strangers thing, by your house and stuff. She kind of says, this is what Carly does. She does stuff behind your back to provoke you and it's going to hide her hands, and she's good at it. Then we come back and we see Spice still going off yelling and saying a lot of hurtful things, in my opinion. Not saying that it's not valid for her to feel that way, but if I was at the receiving end of that, my feelings would be hurt and I would feel this big. Jessica goes over to Carly and puts her arm around her as she feels sorry for her. Spice tries to push the camera and production tells her, don't touch this camera. Spice said Carly went with her to buy her house and she shared the joy of buying her home with a friend, only for Carly to turn around and buy the house next door. She asks Kirk if she was wrong, and Kirk says, I wouldn't say you're wrong, but you need to get a better handle on how you react because your career is headed on a good path and you can't go from 0 to 100 every time. So let's stop there. What did y'all think of this whole blow up? I'll start with you, love.
So weird because I don't even like being on Carly's side, but I feel like I have to be. I'm with Dream on this one. I don't give a damn what Spice is saying, how mad she is I bought the house. It's my house now. I'm going to do what I want in my house. I'm not going to live my life tiptoeing around you, Spice, because your kids live at the house or you want me to do things your way. I don't know, but that supposedly was why she was so upset that there was people and strangers outside my house smoking. That was the whole reason why, because the kids were there. I'm on Carly's side with this. I'm sorry, unpopular opinion. You ain't gonna tell me how to live in my house. You're not gonna tell me what to do with my house. What's done is done. You can move. I'm not going to live my life around what you want me to do because my house is next to yours. We're here now. Hate me forever. I'm already doing you a solid by just renting the house out. So what you're not about to do is also dictate how I rent my house out. What are we doing here? Is this the Twilight Zone? I do not agree with Spice whatsoever at all. That's where I'm at with it.
Dream?
As I'm sitting here trying to figure out a way to defend my girl Spice, I feel like I see both sides, but exactly what Love said, I agree with 100%. But I feel like Carly's not standing on what she needs to stand on because before she's begging, crying to be Spice's friend, literally begging her. So the idea of if I'm Spice, you're begging me to be my friend, and then you have the audacity to move next door. And you're doing the most while you're living next door. So it's kind of proving that you're not trying to be my friend because I'm telling you about privacy. I'm telling you I want a good environment around da-da-da. And you're choosing to do otherwise. So maybe you don't really want to be my friend. That's one side. Number two, that's Carly's house. And if I'm Carly, she could also stand on not wanting to be Spice's friend. Establishing that is her home. She can do whatever she wants to do with her house because that's your house. You could do what you want to do. But I feel like since Carly's flip-flopping, Spice kind of has, to me, a little bit of a reason to be upset because you are kind of in my face whining and crying about being my friend. And I'm telling you about boundaries and you're intentionally doing the most. Now, if Carly
What's doing the most, though? What's doing the most? Why is renting out her house for a music video doing the most? Why is that doing the most?
Because
she's renting out the house.
That they presented it made it for me, the way I took it, it kind of seemed as though like
There was
a
people
whole
outside,
shindig
film crews,
festival.
smoking and
Everyone's
stuff.
outside, a whole bunch of cars. Can't even come to my house without passing up. That's what it kind of presented to me. I don't know because I don't know.
Right. Okay.
But
Okay.
that's what I'm like. Well, if she is saying she wants privacy, she wants this and that, and then you look, and every 2 seconds or every day there's a different artist and their whole posse and this and that. This is next to my house. I wanted to get away from that. So I can kind of see Spice's side, but at the same time, I wish Carly stood on, I don't want to be your friend, Spice. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That way, if she stood on that side, it would make more sense for her renting out her house to do this and do that without Spice having an opinion about it. But if you're sitting in her face saying you want to be her friend and she's telling you, like, there's boundaries, I kind of want privacy, and you're renting your house out to these musicians or to whoever you're renting it out for, it's not really privacy. So I feel like if she stands on one side, she needs to stand on one side so I can be able to defend her. That's how I see it. Like,
okay. So this I'm gonna put it down the middle. I am with Spice on the part of you shouldn't have bought the house next to me, and two, you still haven't really apologized or acknowledged that you understand how I feel. When it comes to her being upset about mentioning the house over and over in the scene, that's where it ends for me. Because if Carly didn't buy the house, there would be strangers living there. You wouldn't know
Thank you,
you
bro.
wouldn't know who they
Don't get
are.
it.
You wouldn't know if it'd be renting it out to a serial killer, Airbnb. Like, you just don't know. So I don't feel that Carly needs to apologize. Even if Carly is saying, I miss you, I miss her, I think both can be true. She can miss her and still rent her house out. Because the only thing that Carly did wrong in that situation was buy that house. There's nothing wrong with her renting it to whoever. She wants to rent it to Jeffrey Dahmer's son. That's your, not that he has it, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's her prerogative. Like both of y'all said at the end, it's my house now. Regardless
it's my house.
Regardless of the fact that, she has to acknowledge, regardless of the fact that I probably shouldn't have bought it, it's mine now. So what's done is done. We're go here past this, or maybe now that you see all these craziness out there, maybe you might be like, well, it might not be so bad if Carly moved in that house now.
But Carly also said, she said, I did what Spice wanted. I didn't move in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's why I'm like, why is Spice able to dictate this woman like this? It's driving me crazy. That's what's forcing me to be on Carly's side, because I'm like, why are you doing this?
But it goes back to what Dream said, though. Spice isn't able to do it unless Carly allows it. So it's not, this ain't really on Spice, it's on Carly. Carly's allowing it. She's not standing on anything. People only let you do what you allow them to do, but the reason that Carly can't do what you're asking Dream standing on it is because that's not how Carly feels. That's not what Carly wants. Carly can't stand
that's
on
true.
I don't want you to be my friend because
she wants to be your friend.
Because she wants to be your friend. So she can't she can't really stand on that. So that's true. That's what I want her to do too. I agree with you. I want her to say bleep 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 you.
Right.
But
that's not how she feels.
Yeah, that's not how she feels. She really does care about her friend. She probably really messed up. And the only thing I have to say about this is, Jessica, you're in danger, girl. This is how everybody gets wrapped up into Carly's mess. Somebody will always feel sorry for her, and that they are going to be beefing next season. Mark my word. If Jessica's invited back. If Jessica's invited back. So, so now we have production has called everyone back to do a confessional now that the racial slur has aired. The cast all share their thoughts and none of them are okay with it. They all recount their experience in watching it. RASHEEDA said it turned from a one-on-one to a one against the culture, which I like how she phrased that, because that's really what it was. Then they asked Spice what she would like to say about it, and she begins to get emotional before she begins to express herself. Then they show remarks from social media where people express how upset they were with Erica. And we get one more scene where Yandy saw Erica and asked her what happened. She saw her Bam's divorce party. The minute she put up to Erica, started bringing up the comment, Erica gave like this evil, disgusting smirk to me. Like, I wanted to reach through that TV and pull. Oh my gosh. And I don't even think about ever touching a woman like that. But in that moment, I don't know what I would have did. And Yandy said she felt offended. And Erica said, and I think this is what you're referring to, Dream, when she said, Erica said, you're offended because you chose to be. Erica says that Yandy knows her and nobody's going to violate her. And when they do, there's no boundaries. Erica says Spice crossed the line and she would do it all over again. Yandy wants clarity and asks if she meant she would say the monkey coming again. Erica says, I didn't say that. But I would bring her down again with no boundaries if I needed to. And then Erica begins to run down her Ancestry 123 DNA Ancestry.com background and talk about how, you know, she's this and that there's people in her family that's darker than everybody in that room. And then Sierra in her confessional says you should never make monkey noises towards a black person. And then they show a scene which we'll discuss in a second from the special they showed after. So, Dream, give me your thoughts on this final Yandy Erica thing.
Everyone was on the right side except Bambi, of course, in which I don't even think they showed Bambi at the end because
Purposely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I felt you know, the media has been like, well, why have they been still recording Erica? How come she's still in these episodes even after she said the slur? And I felt like them including this clip of Yandy and her conversation, it summed up everything for me. Because I'm like, well, maybe they tried to give her an out. Yandy went up to her to try to educate her, to try to hold her accountable and let her know of the extent of what she said, to give Erica the opportunity to apologize, to say whatever BS. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that it was that deeply like whatever.
And I'm like, girl, you knew.
Right, she knew. But I felt as though production gave her the opportunity to clean it up.
I agree
but
with
instead
you.
of her cleaning it up, she doubled down on it. So it made perfect sense why she got fired. She literally doubled down on it, said that she would do it all over again. But not only that, the thing that got me, I'm 100% on Rasheeda's side. Yandy made perfect sense. Yandy was the king this episode. But as far as Erica's conversation with Yandy, she was deflecting. She was very not taking any kind of type of accountability. But the thing that really got me is what I told y'all in the group. When she said, I'm just as black as you are. I'm blacker than you, or something like that's it. There's nothing more that she can say. There's nothing more that she can say. I don't want to hear anything else about Erica Mena. I don't want to hear how could you look a black woman like a fully black woman of dark skin tone, and you're looking her in the face as a non-black woman and you're telling her that you're blacker than her? Do you know how crazy that is?
Girl.
And the fact that Rasheeda's face when she said, Rasheeda was like, oh, no one did anything as far as put their hands on her, which I kind of applaud their strength. However, I don't think I would be able to hold back. Because me, as just a regular viewer, she wasn't talking to me whatsoever. She don't know who I am. But hearing that, you want to put pause on her. And I don't even condone violence, but there's no way that you're going to look a black person in the face after calling another black person a monkey and then go look at them and say, I'm blacker than you. Ooh, the audacity. That's all I can say.
Because that's what it was, audacity.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Okay. I condone violence against all races. Let me just make that clear. So before I start to say anything I'm about to say, all violence all the time for racists. Erica Mena is a true definition of using the culture and trying to be black for convenience and also having a disdain for that same culture. And it's extremely common, unfortunately. Black culture is put on daily like a costume. The music, the entertainment, the men are fetished, the women are fetished. We basically saw an inside and up close and personal with that back and forth with Yandy. Anybody that kind of had a little bit of, maybe she just thought she looked like a monkey, that got shut down. Erica doubled and tripled and backflipped and cartwheeled around. She said what she said, and she'd say it again, right? I'd do it all over again. I would do it all over again. Because if you violate my child, I'm going to violate you, meaning all bets are off. I could be racist. I could be homophobic. I could be transphobic. I could be anything because you talked about my parenting. Let me say something to all the parents out there. You and your parenting doesn't mean that anything can fly. That's not how the world works. Erica Mena trying to stand on the parent pedestal to be racist is wild. And we cannot normalize that. We're normalizing it by trying to make excuses for racists. Why are you making excuses for racists?
Yeah.
They're racist.
And,
Period, point blank.
For me, like, I agree with you saying that not anything goes, but anything does go to an extent. Like I said before, when Spice brought up her child and her parenting, had she flipped the table and popped Spice, I would have been on Erica's side. I would have been on Erica's side if that was her reaction. You know, I would have been defending Erica because Spice was wrong for that, regardless of whatever Spice was wrong. So I would have been defending Erica. Had she done anything else than the racist slur, I probably would have been on Erica's side. This would have all played out so different.
But it would have been interesting still if she did flip the table, because this is what's fascinating about Erica Mena, and let's make sure we remember this. Scrappy in this season said the same damn thing. Did she flip the table? Did she push him off the stage?
Well,
he said, well, why you got to bring that up, Scrappy? You're talking like you know what you're talking about. He's like, I do know what I'm talking about. Worry about your son, cuz. Worry about your son. Where was his table flip?
Well, because she brought up his parenting first. She called him a deadbeat dad first. So I think maybe that's why she...
It doesn't matter. You still brought up his son. It doesn't matter how the son got brought up. He still talked about your parenting, right? So where was his table flip?
She only did it to the black woman, not the black man. I get what you're saying.
And that's the point. That's the other layer of the anti-black factor of Erica Mena. It also goes by gender. There's a lot of people that pick and choose. You want to be on the black woman's side, but you can't stand black men. You want to fetish black men, but black women are monkeys.
Well,
Erica showed us that exact example of that pick and choose.
Because she's a competition with black women.
Exactly. I said, how did that happen in the same season with the opposite sex and the reaction was polar opposite is mind-blowing to me. This is the second time someone's mentioned your son. And Scrappy was way worse. With an audience of people. This wasn't a one-on-one table with Shekinah and only Spice.
That lady knew she wasn't going to be able to take on Scrap anyway.
Yeah, she intentionally did that with Spice because she was trying to bring Spice down to think that she's not a person. Who are you, black woman? I'm better than you. I'm non-black.
Exactly, girl.
Whatever I am. She tried to pull that card. Right. She didn't do it to Scrappy. She didn't do it to all of the men in the past. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. And we always have to have our black women's back. I noticed that too. I'm like, dang, all these other men said it. They're black. Why did she say that specifically to Spice? Oh, that's why. Okay, because you literally think that you're better because she's dark skinned.
And she really could have did what she did to Scrap. She could have came back for Spice's parenting because, girl, your kids don't live with you either.
Exactly. That's what I thought she was gonna do.
She could have done that because that's what she did to Scrap. She attacked his parenting, he attacked hers, and they were done. So we're trying to wait for Love to come back so we can talk a little bit about the special. Do you want to start with your views on the special?
So it started off with I don't know what you want to call it. I don't want to say like the host or the narrator. Was she the host? I guess she was the host. 1 second.
Yeah, I think she was like the moderator.
There we go, the moderator. That's a better term. And she, I believe, has some type of degree in this field. So it was great that they did that. I love the conversations that they had. It was it was a 1 hour long, but they hit so many different topics from hair. Me and my straight hair. If Jock saw me right now, he'll probably think that I hate myself and that I don't want to be black. If he saw me with some straight hair, but it was just it was just a new conversation. I felt as though at the very beginning of the conversation, Sierra kind of started it off, and Sierra was telling her experience when she was young in school, and she was saying that her bus driver used to leave her, even though the bus stop was right in front of her house. She said all the other kids would get on, they'll close the bus and drive away. And she's like, why are they doing this to me? She didn't understand at that time. And luckily the moderator was there, because the moderator was informing her that that was just a microaggressions that you were experiencing. There's a word for it now that we, fully understand these things, but that's one of the things that you were experiencing. They left you specifically, kind of sort of like that instance with the, let me not get off topic. Sure. But in that moment, I kind of notated like the people that were at the table and how they were responding to Sierra. They didn't really take Sierra serious. They were kind of like, well, you're probably late, Sierra, doing exactly what, making those excuses that other people would make for microaggressions. They're like, you're probably late, Sierra. That's probably why they closed the bus. Like, you're probably walking slow or something. No, we're not going to invalidate.
That wasn't time
feelings.
For jokes.
Exactly. We're not going to invalidate her feelings. I understand that y'all may feel like Sierra is a certain type of way, but even if you are the lowest of the low, even if you are a shitty person, you can still experience racism. You can still experience microaggressions. So in that moment, just for that little part, I'm like, that's the only part of the interview or the segment that I didn't like, was they kind of were invalidating her experience for a moment, but the moderator brought it back to acknowledging what was really going on. So that's one moment in the segment that I notated, and it stuck with me, because sometimes we think about people and we're like, they're just a bad person. They're always doing something, and we think of them a certain way, and you kind of forget that they can have experiences with racism and colorism and this and that, and we can't just sit there and think, oh, it's their personality. You do need to start pointing stuff out for what it is. Yeah, that's what I notated. Love.
We're talking about the special. I knew you had one missing for a second.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes. I thought the special it's a good watch, I must say. It's educational. I thought that they covered more topics than I thought they could in the amount of time that they did. They gave us history lessons. You learned a lot about the conflicts within the Black community and conflicts society holds against us as well. I thought it was very well done. That professor, she's just made a difficult conversation so easy to talk about. So she is good at what she does. And I actually want to look up her research and look at what she's done more after this. Yeah, because it was more of like a conversation, you know what I'm saying? With something that's so uncomfortable, it was very conversational. It wasn't lecturing, you know? And I know a lot of times people don't like to talk about certain things because it's more of a lecture. Like, oh God, here we go. It was a conversation piece. So it flowed really well. I thought the cast, thankfully, was very serious about it. You could tell the people that, you know, like Yandy, that's kind of like, this is second nature. She's articulate. She knows what's going on. She's done her research a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She's walking in that energy. And then you can tell the castmates that are kind of just like, I'm honestly new to a lot of what's going on. And this definition, and what's the definition between racism and colorism? What's the difference between featureism and xenophobia? And there's so many, they talked about a lot of different things. But I thought it was very well done. I'm glad that everybody had their piece. I'm glad that, you know, because I know a lot of us went into it rolling our eyes like, oh God, here we go. A special. You guys are milking it now. But my thing is, whether they milk it or not, these conversations need to be had. I don't care how it came about. Whether VH1 is trying to make sure they're getting as much as they can out of our attention, good. Because if it starts conversations like this, it needs to happen. We have to have the colorism talks. We have to have the racist talk. We have to have those talks, because now we see that there's people infiltrating the culture that shouldn't be there. And, so unless we talk about it, we're not going to be able to weed them out.
That was
and to your point, I do think that they needed to show this, because it was a way for me, for them to make up for them allowing Erica to continue filming. For them not taking action when it was first done, this was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
To have this conversation. So
it just made so much sense to me. I'm like, this is why I felt like this is probably why they kept filming, because they tried to make sure that she understood what she said and she wasn't trying to use that out. Oh, I was trying to say she looked like a monkey, not use it as a slur. But when she kept recording that scene with Yandy and she confirmed that she knew exactly what she did, or she took
or she said, that she meant it. So
to me, it's like, there's no more. You confirmed
there would have been double firings. I would have all the ancestors would have came in that room and whooped her ass. There is no way I'd be able to sit there. As soon as she said, you're offended because you choose to be, I'm a blackout. Then I'm going to be on the other end of the confessional. Like, can you guys show me what I did to Erica Mena? I honestly don't remember. I beat Erica Mena's ass. Oh my God, can you show me the footage? That would be me. I would be sitting at the table with my little TV.
She said, it's 2023. You're choosing to be mad over something 400 years ago. Erica said that. What?
Listen, with that, because I'm about to get riled up. We could be here another 45 minutes.
I know. Look, we could be here for another 45 days if we want to keep it funky.
The last thing I do want to say is that I'm really happy that they had that conversation, and I'm happy that we were able to touch on these topics, because within our community, we do need to have these conversations with each other just to keep everyone on the same page. And I'm just happy that this actually happened. I know it's annoying that we keep talking about this. And almost in every show, something racism or colorist comes up, and I know it gets annoying to hear, but these are the day-to-day lives of people, and we kind of have to talk about it.
Every day. Every day.
While it may be annoying to hear, because I never want to make it feel like we're giving this other person, the person in the wrong, so much energy or airtime or whatever. I hate to say that it's something we have to get used to, because I don't see it stopping anytime soon, and it's going to happen.
I heard that, Danny.
And it's going to happen in future shows that we watch, so we're going to attack it every time, too.
It's happening more often than not.
And we're
Salt Lake City, everything.
And we're going to attack it every time we come across it. So
every step of the way,
we thank you for joining us. Join us for a lunch and lean tomorrow with Chase. I don't know who his special guests are this week. And then on Monday for New York, and we might be here. We might not. We don't know if the reunion has been filmed yet. They might be filming it tomorrow. We just don't know yet. So, thank you for everything, Dream and Love. It was a pleasure. Make sure again, guys, like and subscribe so that we can let you know when we'll be back for the reunion. Because again, we're not sure if it's been filmed or not, because no reunion looks or footage have. Normally, if the reunion was filmed, we would have got that trailer for the reunion right after the season finale. So, and since we didn't, it leads me to believe that it hasn't been filmed yet, or it might not be filmed. That special might have been their thing. We might not get it. We might not get a reunion. Last time they happened with VH1 and stuff like that, when Evelyn was making comments towards OG, we didn't get a reunion for Basketball Wives that season.
I hope we have a reunion. I need a Rennie and Erica Banks conversation.
Yeah, I forgot all about her.
Oh, child.
But with that
can I leave you with Spice's quote? You can't trigger someone to be racist. That was her quote in the special. I love that. You cannot trigger someone to be racist.
That was a mic drop moment. And with that said, we out. We love y'all. We thank you for y'all for tuning in, and see you next time.
Bye.